LDNRBS. We have a very, we actually have someone that's very responsible for making people dance all across this whole country.
Yeah.
That's like literally,
should we do like
people are going to get mad even and start calling.
Platinum selling.
Definitely. We're just doing a proper.
Here's the genius behind most of the Stefflon Don's #1 hits. Everybody give it up for man like Rymez.
That was one of the biggest LDNRBS claps. So, like, we had a lot of people up it. That was a big clap.
Yeah,
definitely.
the energy on it. Like, listen, it's Sunday, but hello, you're here. Thank you for coming. How are you?
All good. How you guys doing?
Yeah, we're good.
We're good for sure. You are responsible. There's many things you're responsible for.
Yeah.
One song we'll talk about is BOASTY.
Oh, BOASTY, yeah.
You want to go straight in?
I love that song.
To be fair, I don't think there's been a day where that hasn't been streamed on every single video.
Do you know what's funny about that song? Wiley put that song out time ago.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't pay attention to it. Then done a remix and put Idris and just gave it a different feel. And like everyone else loves the remix. So
It's a banger.
Who's your favourite verse?
Was that?
What's your favourite verse?
I'd say it's Idris. It's surprising.
Yeah. It surprised me too.
That did. But can we just take it back? So for the listeners who don't know you, who are you? Where are you from?
Well, I'm Rymez, music producer. Failed rapper turned producer.
We're gonna get into it. Don't worry, we'll get into it.
Get into that.
Yeah. Well, I tried to produce songs for myself, and because no one gave me beats or anything like that, so I just used to make beats for myself in uni. And yeah, I just didn't like how I sounded, so I just ended up being a producer. My friend was like, "Yeah, you sent your beats out."
What made you even jump into wanting to make beats for yourself in uni?
Do you know what it was? I used to watch a lot of like the YouTube tutorials that Ryan Leslie used to do.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
Interesting. Same.
Yeah. He's sick, I can't even
That's pretty dope. So I used to try and recreate my favorite instrumentals like Dr. Dre, Scott Storch, and like the Timberlands and that. So that's how I started producing, really. Yeah.
And back then when you were doing it, what software were you using?
So this is what happened. One of my friends did not want to share his software,
as they do.
But he wants to share now.
Pretty loose, because I was like, bro, what is that? He's like, don't worry about it, bro. It's not for you. So I had to go back in the day, illegal, like the illegal downloads, LimeWire.
Making sure the internet connection was.
Get loads of viruses and software.
Not viruses.
Music. Yeah, so I got LimeWire and Fruity Loops, got the samples. I did a lot of the YouTube tutorials on how to make beats and stuff, and self-taught myself, really. It was just a hobby. I was just doing it for fun.
What was like the early beats that you were making? Like, is there anything that even saw the test of time? Like,
the thing, I was in uni when I was just making beats, and one of my friends heard a beat. It's like, you should start sending your stuff out. I was like, really?
Damn.
And it's like, just message some of your favorite rappers and just see if they like any of your beats. And the first guy I messaged was Tiny Tempo on MySpace.
MySpace,
MySpace days.
Taking it real back.
All the way back.
Yeah.
And, he messaged back and he was like, hey, would you like to come down to London? Because I was in Wolverhampton University.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's like, come down to London, let's just work on something. And we worked. The first track I did was with him and MIA called I'm Hot. And that was like the first.
I know that tune. I know.
It's the fact that he's just saying, Tiny Tempo. I mean, I bet there's loads of producers out there right now that would die to have
anyone listening to this right now is probably DMing Tiny Tempo right now. It worked for him, so yeah.
So what was that like, being in the studio with Tiny and MIA as well?
Of course.
Well, this was the crazy part about it was this was before Tiny had like the big success of like I'm Hot, of Pass Out and stuff like that. So it was a good time because he was still on the rise.
Wifey ridden type of times.
So it was still sweet boy Tiny. So it was a good time just to work with him and see him through to all the big success he has now. Which is amazing.
And I'm guessing that experience must have inspired you to say, you know what, I can keep on going. Tell me what that time period was like after that.
After that's what inspired me just to move down. I was in my second year in uni and I was like, I have to be in London to make this happen. So I came down and I started working with Tiny. I met other producers in some of these sessions, like Z.
Of course.
Then that's how I met Wiley.
What was that Wiley like back in those? I'm sure it's a little bit more of a mellowed out version.
Wiley so back then.
I'm sure you have.
But Wiley's he's got a big heart. So what he used to do, he used to have like hub sessions where you'd book out a studio for like a whole week, and you just invite so many young producers, so many young artists. I met loads of artists along the way, like Roll Deep, met loads of producers, Steel Bangles. I've known him for over 12 years now. It's like I met so many people in the industry have come through Wiley. It's just insane. Like Naughty Boy, Emily Sandé, like everyone. Like literally, I was just looking at it the other day. Like it's just quite insane what he's done for the industry.
Definitely.
Yeah. And that's really interesting that you say that, because it seems like nowadays Wiley doesn't have the best public image right now because of all the controversy he's caused, or not caused essentially, but allegedly caused, and all of that. So for you to say such a statement like that, I mean, would you say that he has played quite a big part in your career?
He has, most definitely. He has played a big part in a lot of people's careers, that behind the scenes as well. Like stuff that hasn't come out, he's paid for people's sessions.
Really?
Like he has
the stuff people don't see.
He connects people on a regular basis. Like the other week he was just like, bro, I got this song, do you want it? Like
amazing.
It's just like, hey, I think you work well for your project, and he just sent me like a bunch of vocals. And the other day he came to my studio, and there's a young girl that I was working with called Isa, not known by anyone. He just heard literally 10 seconds of a song. He's like, I'll do a verse for it for free, I love the song. And he just does that. So not a lot of artists of that caliber can do that.
Shout out Wiley. Can we give him a shout out on here?
For sure.
So you mentioned obviously working with someone that no one's heard of, because that's what I wanted to ask. Because obviously now that you're essentially got very good presence, very good name for yourself, do you still take your time out and work with anyone from different calibers?
Most definitely, yeah. It's important just to. I'm always on Instagram, just listening to people's verses, people's like live nights and stuff like that. Just listening to what's new, like keeping my ear to the streets, to the young rappers, young producers. I work with a lot of producers as well, which is always good. Just to, I'm saying, if you're just trying to evolve your sound a bit, you have to work with the new talent. If that makes sense, yeah.
I like that. So, what was your first track that you made with Wiley?
The first track, it was what was the first track? It was a grime song. And I think it was on one of his mixtapes. I forgot what the mixtape was called, but Wiley was releasing a lot of mixtape. I think it was called The Lost Files, the mixtape where he leaked a lot of songs from the label, like 50 songs or something like that.
As you do.
Yeah. So he does that. Then one of the songs leaked on The Lost Files, and we done that. And then I think the second record we did was Heatwave.
Woo! I wish we could play that right now, but we have to go and dig it out. The Lost Files. I can't. Literally off air, I literally just said to Rymez, I was like, I can't believe you were the one that produced Heatwave, because literally that was such a banger I was actually in school when that came out, I'm not gonna lie. And that was literally such a banger.
How did that even feel, having such a song, everybody playing?
I had never made a pop song in my life, and the thing was like, we're making a lot of grime in the studio, and Wiley was just like, man, it's so cold. And I was like, it'd be nice if we make a summer song. Like, this is a time when Roll Deep had a lot of success as well with the pop songs. But like, let's just try to do something pop. And that was my first attempt at making pop, and that was Heatwave. And it went to #1.
Exactly, that's what I was just gonna say. Are you gonna drop that? Because
even that, like, you got major success with that song. Did that open a completely different world to you?
Most definitely. Like,
talk to me about that.
Like once you get that sort of success with a song like that, all the pop writers, pop artists, like producers, the industry really opens up to you, and everyone wants to work with you, wants to be on that sound and stuff. So I did that. Then we went on to do Can You Hear Me? With Skepta and JME on that one as well.
Sick.
And that was just like the same type of sound we were going for at that time. So we just done that, and it really worked out around that time.
See, and roughly when was this in terms of
2012?
2012.
Yeah.
So obviously from 2012, you've obviously been getting your hits.
Yeah, working with loads of people.
Stacking it.
And then now, you're obviously the go-to when it comes to Stefflon Don's track.
Yes.
So how did that even come about?
Well, so Steph, what happened?
And another song that really has just been playing over and over again, hurting me.
Hurting me.
Again, another hit.
And can we just say platinum selling?
Anchor's definitely throwing your accolades out there.
I'm a fan of Steph. We all know this anyway. So
to say the least.
They always mock me because I just love Steph. I'm not gonna lie. But what was that like then?
Steph, the way Steph came along, I can't lie to you, was very funny, because my friend Vertex was looking after her around the time. I don't know if you remember Vertex. He was in Marvel, the group.
Oh, of course. Marvel. That's friends at LDNRBS. Marvel, of course.
Yeah, he was a director as well, so he was looking after Steph, and he messaged me one day. He was like, Rymez, I got this girl, you have to work with her. And he just sent me a picture of Steph on Twitter, and I was like, bro, I don't care how good someone is.
Was it a looks thing?
Yeah. He was like, no, bro, seriously, she got good songs. And he sent me something, and I was like, all right, cool, bro. Then Then she messaged me. She's like, "Why don't you want to work with me?"
Serious. Sounds like it.
I kept dodging sessions for time. Then we made one session happen, and we just clicked from there. Then we just started developing and just working on loads of music, and we just worked our way up to everything until I think our first really good song, which was "Real Take," that came out. Yeah.
Big
oh
tune.
my god, that is my tune as well. This is why I just literally everything you say, I'm like.
Did that even light another fire for you? Because it was a new artist, fresh artist. You've already been in the game. You've had hits, and a fresh artist that literally has gone worldwide since.
Yeah.
How was that energy for you?
Oh, it's just refreshing because I think her vibes are because the whole bashment. I love reggae. I'm a reggae person.
Listen, grow up on it. 100%.
Yeah, so
man.
her vibes rapping with a twist as well, because she's Dutch as well. It's quite interesting for me. So you just kept the ideas fresh as a producer. I could make some bashment stuff and Afrobeat stuff because I'm Zimbabwean.
Okay.
So yeah, you just kept the vibes alive. Really. So yeah.
And what's it like in the studio then? When you're sat down, just about to make a number one hit, like what's that like?
Listen, if you're working with Steph, it's easy. She's always vibes. She always got a big posse, and they're always dancing. Like, all her friends are around there. It's crazy. So yeah, it's always fun working with Steph.
And obviously, when you, like Ty was saying, obviously, because essentially you could have essentially taken a gamble working with someone who was such a new artist, but to see her success when Hurting Me did, chart to number one and it did go platinum, what was that feeling like?
Well, Hurting Me was, do you know what it was? It was a totally different feeling to Heatwave, because I think Wiley's success was more like Euro based and the UK, but Steph's Hurting Me record just went worldwide, everywhere. Yeah, I think, and obviously having French Montana on the record helped big time. But yeah, I think a lot of people love Steph London outside of the UK and America. They really love her as well.
She's doing a lot in America, isn't she?
And then when you think to yourself, okay, Rymez has done this many hits, it's okay, he's stopped now. No, literally just the other day, a great remix comes out with Wiley, Idris Elba. Yes, the acting Idris Elba.
That is the best video so far.
Yeah. I love the video too.
I've got a really funny story about that.
We are all gonna shut up while you talk and tell us. Literally,
no, Idris came studio. He had recorded his verse somewhere else, and he was so nervous.
Really?
He was so nervous. He's like, bro, please tell me, like, if my verse is terrible, I'll change it. Like, just let me know. I was like, listen, bro, this verse is. You just record it this way. Now it will sound good. People will love it. Like,
first take or
no, he recorded like 4 times.
4 times.
He's nervous. He's so nervous, but it's just like the same thing 4 times. I was like, bro, don't worry about it. It's fine. So yeah, he's really nervous, but he's happy now.
Idris Elba nervous, you know.
Nervous. I mean,
that
he's
experience.
in Thor. He's in Thor.
At least, literally.
Like, he's in Thor,
and he's scared of a 16.
That's really, see, it just humbles you, isn't it, when you hear things like that? Because obviously he's so successful. To hear that he was just nervous to do a verse, it's crazy.
He was filming at the time as well. I think he was filming something with The Rock.
Oh my god!
As you do,
I just came from set with The Rock, and it's like.
So do you ever get nervous?
I got nervous meeting him. I was
of course.
I was really starstruck. I was like, I never get starstruck with a lot of musicians, but that's Idris. You know what I'm saying?
It's a different world.
From The Wire.
From The Wire, exactly.
Yeah, that's Sting right there, so it's crazy.
I'm gonna do a shout out to my friend because he's also produced at the moment, upcoming, and do you have any top tips? For him?
Listen, like
I know there's quite a lot.
I always say work with other producers, because I feel like a lot of producers just love working in their own little hub, and sometimes it doesn't really open your mind to like new ideas or like different styles or way or different technique of producing as well. So working with other producers, you always see how they work, what plugins they use, what sort of sounds they pick and stuff like that. You can get a new feel for doing something on your type of song to give it a different twist.
So let's talk about BOASTY, because obviously that's dominating right now. That's being played every day. I keep running the rhythm. Like, as soon as I hit the shower, BOASTY comes on, like that. So obviously that sound itself is very, I think it's quite a unique sound as well. So where
the beat alone's amazing.
Yeah, that's what like the beat alone. Where did that all come from?
Wiley loves Bashman. So he's a proper sound man. If you know.
He does not. I can hear him. When you said that, I heard him in my ear. I'm a sound man. That's weird. I heard him, but
he's a proper sound man. Like, he listens to reggae on a regular, so he came up with that whole concept. So I would not take too much credit for that. But Wiley he's proper reggae guy. He's oriented. He loves that.
And then obviously you had Sean Paul on the remix as well.
That made just
that was it.
That made it 30.
What was that like?
Sean Paul's verse is insane. He sent that over, funny funny.
And we don't hear him too much on that type of vibe anymore. So
Don't.
It was like 2009 Sean Paul.
Literally, I heard that.
The craziest thing about Sean Paul, he was telling me like he records about 200 songs a year.
Wow.
Oh wow.
And he's worked like he had a show one day and he was in the studio, he was working till 6 in the morning, and he had his tour manager, his manager just trying to drag him out, and he just loves working. Like I've never seen it in my life, and that's for me that motivated me, because I was like, someone like Sean Paul, it doesn't have to be working like this, but he actually genuinely loves like recording. And I'm saying,
what would you say is the ideal situation for you? You've accomplished a lot, but going forward, what would you say this is what Rymez wants to achieve? This is what Rymez, this kind of spaces that you want to be in?
well, I want to open a production company for upcoming producers.
Sick.
So I want to have a hub of at least five studios in one place. Just get loads of producers in there, songwriters, just a networking place, because I feel like there's not a lot of places where producers can meet and share ideas, make records, and a place for where like record labels can go to get fully finished songs, fully well-produced songs, as well, well-written songs as well. And because right now you're sourcing everything online, you're finding people here and there, but no one's really together.
Really connecting.
Yeah, so I think in London we're missing like a really good production hub. They have that in America. Also, I heard a very funny story about, I don't know if you know a producer called Metro Boomin.
Yeah, of course.
He has producer camps, so he does that where he gets like loads of like, not even super producers, upcoming producers. And 50 Cent went out there one time to work, and he did. I think they did that song with 808 Mafia and a few other producers. Yeah, the song with Chris Brown, and that was like 50 Cent's comeback. And 50 never heard it before. He went to work with one producer, but when he got there, he saw like 9 producers in there, and the all super producers put their pride to the side and then made a record, and that was like 50's like biggest comeback record since I don't know. Like,
I get money.
After that, still Bangles does quite a few. Like he puts on he puts on Instagram Live. And it's so cool. How is it working with him?
Oh, Bangles is amazing. He's sick, Again, like I was saying, I met Bangles through the whole Wiley thing about 12 years ago. And we always keep in touch. Like he's always motivating me. I'm motivating him, and we do work. He
motivates all of us. So when I'm watching it, I'm like, I like that concept.
Yeah, he's got a record with Steph as well. That's really good as well. I hope he doesn't mind me saying that.
Exclusive. But obviously, I wanted to touch on a massive issue, because one of the reasons why I wanted to get you down here is because as I was saying, I feel like when it comes to the industry, producers are not given the recognition that they deserve.
Very true.
And it's not out there enough, considering essentially, I personally would go to say that a producer is equally as important as an artist, because if you didn't have the beat, if you essentially are responsible for making them sound good, because do you do sound engineering as well? Exactly. So you're basically the reason why they sound good, and I feel like no one really ever thinks about the producers. It's coming up a little bit, but I wanted to know, what's your thoughts on that?
Do you feel like you get enough credit? Producers in general?
Starting to. Right. This is the thing about working with an artist that's loyal to you as well, because you don't get that a lot of those relationships. You see, back in the day where you had the Timbaland, Missy Elliott type of artist, I'm saying artist-producer relationship that really works, Timbaland, Ali as well, like stuff like that. You don't really get a lot of that now, but it's coming back again. As you can see how Bangles has his relationship with his artists, Mo, Mist, and everyone, and they're letting him tag the beats as well, which never used to happen in the UK. In the UK, about not even long ago, 5 years ago, you try to tag your beat, the artist will remove it. Yeah, so now like Bangles is like, no one's having it.
I'm here to
my tag is not on there. I tag all my beats now. Steph is like, put your tag on there. And if I don't, she'll say something just to like give credit. Which is good. But producers and artists need to come to some sort of agreement when it comes to tagging.
So there's a young, let me say, 15-year-old Rymez right now listening to this interview. What would you say to him?
I'd say study the game. Also study the music business side of it as well. If you really want to take it seriously, find out about music lawyers.
That's fun. That is really good you said that, because I did want to touch on the commercial element as well, because obviously there's so many producers out here not getting paid for their beats.
Oh my god, it's insane.
I bet you must hear quite a lot of stories.
Well, I've gone through it. Like,
really?
Starting off in the industry, like, if lucky enough, I got a bit of success, like from working with Wiley and that. But just before that, if you try to send stuff to other people, other like companies are not trying to pay unknown producers. They're just trying to give them credit, which does not mean anything.
No value in it.
On a paper, that's not even like on the song or anything.
And obviously with your own, career, how did you get that commercial awareness of, what you should be charging and what you should be asking for from these artists? Wiley.
Yes.
Wiley's just a goat, isn't he?
Yeah.
Honestly.
Wiley, this is the funniest thing. This is how he sends the emails. He does not write it on where he's supposed to write the email. He writes it on the subject. He writes the whole email on the subject. So he goes, bro, you have to go. Bro, here's the intro. This is my lawyer. Meet him. This is Rymez. And just leaves it there.
I love it.
So that's what he used to do. You like introduce us to the lawyers. You introduce us to loads of people, like the music, like his manager, John Wolf, who's still a very good friend of mine now since I met him. And yeah, they'll just give us good tips of like what you need to do coming up in the industry as a producer or a young songwriter or whatever. And they've helped a lot of people, but you definitely have to have a good music lawyer, a good accountant coming into the industry. Even if you just sit down with them and just find out like how it really works. So they'll give you a good
important.
And do you get quite a bit of your royalties as well? Because I saw on Twitter there's this new thing where producers are being encouraged to ask for royalties as well as getting a set fee.
Yeah, that's a thing. You have to know how many points you're getting per song as well. So if you don't study these things, labels
You will
automatically
get-
will not even say anything to you.
There we go.
So for every time there's a stream, there's a sale, a producer is supposed to get a percentage of that. But if you do not mention this, in
It's
your contract,
key.
in your
It's
production,
key, yeah.
your production contract, you're not gonna get anything.
Wow, that's key. So there's a lot of producers right now sitting in their rooms making their beats, sending it out to everyone. Never hear back. But yeah.
And I wanted to take it back as well, because obviously before you started off and before you was working with the likes of Wiley, how did you get your music out there? I know your friend told you to send the beats, but did you ever find that, like, what was challenging for you to get these artists to actually want to work with you from someone who didn't have, no
It was
cosigns?
so hard. It was so hard because back in the days, like CDs, so you want to give people demos, you're standing outside with your demo, with your beats demo, trying to give an artist. Are they really going to listen to it? Probably. I remember I used to stand outside clubs trying to give Team Westwood my beat demos.
Okay.
Tim.
Yeah. What was Team Westwood going to do? My instrumentals. Yeah, but because he had a lot of artists around. But weirdly enough, I gave Team Westwood my CD, must have been 2007 or 6. And he just like weirdly just sent an email to me like, your beats are fire, that's it.
Really?
Yeah.
At least you messaged.
At least you got-
He didn't have to do that, but he did
Yeah,
email and say,
yeah.
yeah, your beats are fire.
Then you think, okay, so where do I stand here? Like,
Yeah,
am I
like, okay,
good?
what does it mean?
Yeah.
Like,
So what is next for you?
what's next? I'm working on my artist project because I used to be a DJ as well, so yeah, I'm gonna do the artist thing. I just signed to Virgin Records.
Ooh, can we make some noise for that? Hey.
So yeah, we just shot a video the other week. My first single called "Don't Walk with Stefflon Don," and
Sick.
Yeah,
Cool.
we should drop that on the 5th of April.
You heard it.
All I've got to
first.
say is Rhymes going to be going up and up
And up and up and
even
up.
up
I
where
mean, he's
gone
already at levels, but now he's gonna
Yeah.
levels.
Definitely. And what is your socials too?
My Instagram is Rymez BPM, RYMEZ BPM. And my Twitter is at Rymez, RYMEZ.
New
Thank
friend of
you.
LDNRBS. Give him a clap over here.
Remember,
Rhymes.
5th of April, guys. 5th of April. But you'll hear that here first, won't we? Because you're going to send that to us, aren't you? Exactly.
The
We're gonna send
Fisher.
this fire.
And we're going to get this fire out on the airways. But no, thank you so much for coming. We really
for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
So that is us for the weekend, guys. I've been your girl, Nye, signing out because I'm hungry.
We're going to play Census now, LDNRBS.